Hello everyone, and welcome to my Bold and Beautiful Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Steffy's surprise as Finn's daddy's suspicions increase. According to Tuesday, January 28 spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Lee Finnegan will carry on talking to John Finn Finnegan, which will result in some tirades regarding Jack Finnegan's previous adultery. Jack fathered Finn and presented him as a random adopted child by betraying Lee with Sheila Sharp, even though he may not have strayed with Poppy Nozawa. Maybe Lee will consider how the truth has been in front of her the entire time. Given that her paternity is still up for debate, Finn might begin to doubt whether the truth about Luna Nozawa has also been there in front of him. Finn's plans appear to be moving forward, so it won't be long before he calls Poppy into his office to question her. When they shared a home, did Finn and Poppy start dating? Will Finn press Poppy to be truthful and inquire as to whether Luna is his daughter? Finn might force Poppy to make a revelation that she has been holding inside for years at some point in the next episodes. Since they have some exciting plans, let's talk about Ridge Forrester and Taylor Hayes in the meanwhile. Ridge and Taylor might want to throw a party now that Steffy Forrester's anniversary has been brought up. She might be taken aback if Taylor and Ridge insist on throwing a large party because Steffy said she would only be spending the evening quietly with Finn. However, it's possible that Taylor and Ridge will throw a surprise party instead, keeping Steffy in suspense. In any event, on Tuesday's B&B episode, Ridge and Taylor will emphasize the family angle for Steffy and Finn. If there is going to be an anniversary celebration, it appears like Taylor and Ridge will also invite Lee, Jack, and Poppy. If the truth about Luna is ever revealed, our predictions suggest that this party might be the setting for some paternity drama. Finn is about to start looking for answers, so stay tuned for updates on the stunning news that lies ahead. According to spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, there will be more surprises to follow. Sheila's grandmother complains because Lee stunts Finn with 2 paternity tests. According to Monday, January 27 spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Lee Finnegan came clean about her belief that Poppy Nozawa had an affair with Jack Finnegan and allowed it to poison her against Poppy for years after John Finn Finnegan discovered her sobbing in her office. Lee said that she believed Poppy was a traitor and only recently realized she was mistaken after mentioning that Poppy had moved in with them around the time Finn was beginning college or graduating from high school. Lee admitted that she had conducted a paternity test using Tom Starr's liver to show that Luna Nozawa wasn't his daughter. However, another paternity test showed that she wasn't Jack's daughter either. Lee claimed she was working non-stop and had no idea what was actually going on at home, despite feeling bad about her charges. Lee wasn't sure if Jack and Poppy would accept her speculating, but she finally changed the subject and raised Luna's paternity mystery. She pointed out that he had to exist someplace after Lee hinted that they might never find out who Luna's biological father was. Finn stood there looking thoughtful as Lee pondered out loud who Luna's father was. Steffy Forrester discussed Finn's parents with Ridge Forrester and Taylor Hayes at the Forrester mansion. Steffy didn't think Lee could ever move past Jack's transgressions regarding Sheila Sharp, despite Taylor's suggestion that they never say never to get back together. When the topic of Steffy and Finn's upcoming anniversary arose, Steffy proposed that they celebrate at home and expressed her excitement about seeing her husband. Stay in for updates on all the chaos, as Finn and Steffy's anniversary may bring some shocking news and exploding drama. On Monday's B&B episode, Jack drank heavily and talked to Poppy about the chaos they had just experienced in Lee's office at Il Giardino. After a while, Sheila intervened, but Jack made it obvious that they were speaking in private. Sheila expressed optimism that Finn would arrive, but Jack dispelled that notion. Sheila was furious that Jack had tricked her into giving up Finn when he was a newborn, and she questioned whether she was also expected to give up being a grandma. Sheila made a suggestion that Jack's attempt to keep his marriage intact ultimately failed. She walked out when Sheila told her to give Lee her best. Jack and Poppy brought up Lee's long-standing grudge and all the suffering it had caused her. Jack was relieved that the truth was at last known, but Poppy's anxious face suggested that she was still concealing something. According to spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Poppy is actually harboring more secrets, so we'll share more predictions about the chaos that lies ahead. When Steffy ejects Finn, do he and Poppy get back together? Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful hint that Steffy Forrester and John Finn Finnegan might encounter a problem that ends their marriage. Although they have experienced a lot together as a married couple, a major threat could upend their comfortable existence. Could Finn be his cousin Luna Nozawa's father? Banjos are being played. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful. Is Finn Finnegan the father of Luna Nozawa? Last week on the CBS soap opera, it was revealed that Finn's father, Jack Finnegan, was not the baby daddy. According to what Lee Finnegan has told us, their kid Finn might be the runner-up father. It was previously disclosed that Luna's mother, Lee's sister Poppy Nozawa, briefly resided with the couple when Finn was old enough to, well, you know what. Did Poppy and Finn overdo it, have sex, produce a child, and hide everything? How will Steffy Forrester respond to B&B spoilers? At least Finn wasn't a minor if he had slept with Aunt Penelope because he was a college student at the time. They are not connected by blood because Finn was adopted. How will Steffy respond if Finn fathered Luna? Naturally, she would be incensed that Finn kept it from her. What would she think, though, if Finn slept with his aunt? That might bother a lot of people. To make matters worse, Luna abducted Steffy and abandoned her to perish in a cage in a building that was going to be razed. Are Luna Nyazawa and Finn Finnegan's daughters, according to spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful? Steffy can become so outraged by this situation that she throws Finn out. What are the possibilities that Poppy and Finn will reignite whatever it was they formerly shared if that occurs? What do you think of the theory that Finn is Luna's father and that he and Poppy shared a bed? Let us know, B&B lovers. Even for soap operas, is this concept a bit too radical? The relationship between Finn and Steffy may be blown up by Luna's paternity disclosure, according to explosive spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful. Lee bombed Finn several times. Dr. John Finn Finnegan's adopted mother, Lee Finnegan, is renowned for her ability to remain collected under pressure. In a stunning turn of events on The Bold and the Beautiful, however, Lee breaks her customary composure and drops a barrage of emotional and revelatory bombshells that leave Finn speechless. As Lee reveals truths that no one, not even Finn, anticipated, the formerly solid foundation of Finn's life is abruptly upended. These startling disclosures jeopardize Finn's marriage to Steffy Forrester and his relationship with Sheila Carter, his biological mother, in addition to potentially altering Finn's view of his family. It all starts when Lee sets Finn down for a talk that she introduces as long overdue. Her voice trembles a little, a rare break in her normally calm manner. Unaware yet worried, Finn prepares for what he thinks would be a conversation about family relations or possibly even some guidance on his marriage to Steffy. But what Lee divulges is much more intimate and devastating. She starts out by acknowledging that she has been bearing a burden for years, one that has to do with the reality of his biological heritage. Confused and taken by surprise, Finn instantly believes Lee is referring about Sheila Carter, the notorious biological mother he has spent a significant portion of his life wishing he had not. Lee's shocking revelation, however, isn't about Sheila. Finn has always referred to Jack Finnegan as his adoptive father. Lee admits, in a voice full of regret and sadness, that Jack is actually Finn's biological father rather than just his adopted father. As Finn comes to terms with this realization, the room starts to spin. For decades, Jack, the man who had reared him and been a constant in his life, had kept this crucial fact from him. According to Lee, Finn was the result of Jack and Sheila Carter's covert relationship, which lasted for years. Lee claims that Jack adopted Finn in an effort to make one for his treachery and restore some sort of normalcy to their family. Finn finds it difficult to reconcile the father he believed he knew with the guy who had withheld such a significant secret from him, and the news seems like a kick to the gut. Lee isn't done, though. Her subsequent disclosure is much more startling. She confesses with tears in her eyes that she had always known the truth about Jack and Sheila but had kept it a secret in order to protect their family. She reveals that she chose to keep quiet because she loved Finn and wanted to shield him from the suffering and mayhem that the truth would cause. But as Lee observes Finn's struggle with his relationship with Sheila and the ongoing chaos it causes in his life, she comes to the conclusion that continuing to keep this a secret would just make things worse. She acknowledges her own failings as a mother and begs for forgiveness in her confession. The weight of these disclosures overwhelms Finn, who demands to know why Jack has never told the truth himself. Before dropping her third bombshell, Lee pauses. Years ago, Jack had intended to tell Finn the truth, but Lee talked him out of it because she thought it would destroy their family. She acknowledges that she was wrong to obstruct the process and that her pride and fear were the driving forces behind her choice. After making the disclosure, Finn is split between feeling sorry for his mother's intentions and fury at the decisions taken on his behalf. Lee throws yet another surprise, one that could make Finn's already turbulent life even more complicated, as if these disclosures weren't enough. She confesses that long before the recent circumstances that brought Sheila Carter back into Finn's life, she had been aggressively attempting to integrate herself into their family for years. Lee claimed that Sheila had made several attempts to get in touch with her over the years, begging for an opportunity to be involved in Finn's life. Lee had firmly rejected her each time, thinking that Sheila's presence would only result in chaos. But Lee now worries that by avoiding Sheila, she might have unintentionally encouraged Sheila's fixation and will to assert her position in Finn's life. As Finn takes in this new information, his mind is racing. When he understands that his mother's acts, despite their good intentions, might have contributed to Sheila's tenacity, the perception of Sheila as an unending force of havoc and destruction takes on new dimensions. Finn begins to doubt everything he believed to be true about himself, his family, and his past as a result of the weight of these intertwined secrets. Perhaps the most damaging of all is Lee's last admission. She acknowledges that ever since Sheila returned to their lives, she has been battling emotions of shame and inadequacy as a mother. She acknowledges that her fear of losing Finn, not just to the truth, but also to Sheila, was a contributing factor in her choice to conceal Jack's paternity. Finn has always known a calm and confident lady, but Lee's raw emotion and fragility stand in sharp contrast. Her admission serves as a devastating reminder of the extent parents will go to in order to keep their kids safe, even if doing so has unanticipated repercussions. Finn finds himself at a crossroads as he struggles to comprehend the magnitude of Lee's discoveries. His identity has been upended, and he now has to deal with the complicated emotional maze that results from learning that the individuals he trusted the most have concealed such important information from him. As Finn tries to make peace with the father he believed he knew and the guy who deceived him and Lee, his relationship with Jack is now tense and uncertain. His relationship with Lee is also put to the test as he attempts to comprehend her intentions and accept the decisions she made. Lee's disclosures, meanwhile, have repercussions that go beyond Finn's close relatives. As Finn struggles with his new identity, Steffy, who has always been passionately protective of her family, is left to pick up the pieces. As Steffy battles her own feelings of betrayal and doubt while trying to comfort Finn, the strain on their marriage is evident. Steffy and Sheila's tension is also rekindled by the discoveries, as Sheila takes advantage of the disarray to further infiltrate Finn's life. Lee's choice to reveal these long-kept secrets is both a cathartic moment and a prelude to more turmoil. Her goals were based on love and protection, but everything Finn values could be upended by the impact from her discoveries. Because he now has to deal with the intricacies of his family relationships, his connection with Sheila, and the effects of these disclosures on his sense of self, Finn is suffering greatly emotionally. Ultimately, Lee's choice to come clean serves as a potent reminder of the difficulties of forgiving, loving, and forming a family. Even though her decisions cause suffering and upheaval, her bravery and vulnerability in dealing with the fallout from her acts demonstrate her love for Finn. Finn faces the difficult challenge of re-establishing his identity and figuring out how to proceed in the middle of the chaos as he starts this new chapter in his life. There is little doubt that the drama on The Bold and the Beautiful is far from over and that the path ahead will not be easy. Even in the most tumultuous circumstances, Finn Finnegan has always taken pleasure in his integrity and cool-headedness. However, as a cloud of uncertainty hangs over his life, fractures in his normally steady manner have started to appear in recent weeks. Finn has been struggling with issues that could upend his perception of his family ever before rumors about Luna's enigmatic paternity surfaced. Finn's suspicions about his own father, Jack Finnegan, and the complicated past involving Jack, Sheila Carter, and Lee are only getting stronger as the puzzle's pieces continue to fall apart. Finn's wife, Steffy Forrester, is adding gasoline to the fire when she unintentionally discovers crucial information that might either reveal the truth or make the already tense situation even more complicated. It all starts when Finn observes a pattern in Jack's actions, a noticeable uneasiness whenever Luna's name is brought up. Finn can't help but notice how Jack avoids eye contact and sidesteps inquiries, and his normally assured manner has been replaced with an unusual uneasiness. At first, Finn writes it off as stress, but the more he watches, the more certain he is that something more serious is happening. Another level of suspicion is raised by Sheila's enigmatic comments on family ties and her unnerving attempts to get close to Luna. Even though Finn is aware that he shouldn't trust Sheila, her hints continue to haunt him and sow doubts that he can't get rid of. Lee has also taken notice of Jack's recent unpredictable behavior. She attempts to remain calm, but Finn can tell she's uncomfortable. When Finn and Lee have a rare heart-to-heart one evening, Finn chooses to face her. He says tentatively, "Mom, is there anything you're not telling me about Dad?" "What about Luna?" Lee tenses up, her typical poker mask wavering briefly. Finn isn't convinced, so she hastily dismisses his inquiry and maintains that everything is okay. Her evasiveness only makes him more determined to get the truth. In contrast, Steffi has been consumed by her personal obligations and the never-ending trouble that seems to accompany her family. Steffi hasn't had much time to devote to Finn's developing worries because she's been juggling her job at Forrester Creations and dealing with the constant issues with her parents, Ridge and Taylor. However, when Steffi finds a clue that completely upends her life, everything changes. When Steffi discovers a folder marked confidential while going through some old papers in their shared house, she is initially hesitant to open it since she knows that prying could get her into trouble. However, her curiosity overcomes her, and she is completely shocked by what she finds within. Paternity test results from years ago are included in the folder, raising the disturbing possibility that Finn's biological father may not be Jack Finnegan. As Steffi attempts to process the information, her heart is pounding. Is this the reason Jack has been acting so oddly? And who is Finn's father, if not Jack? Steffi struggles with whether to tell Finn about the discovery right away or to look into it more on her own. She ultimately comes to the conclusion that Finn should be informed of the truth, even if it means revealing a wealth of personal information. When they eat dinner together that night, Steffi finds it difficult to bring up the topic. Finn wonders if something's wrong after noticing her inattentive behavior. "Finn," she says warily, "I have something to show you. Before I do, though, I want you to know that I will always be by your side." When Steffi offers Finn the folder, his brow furrows. His countenance changes from bewilderment to shock to rage as he reads the information. His voice quivers as he murmurs, "This can't be true. Why did Jack lie to me all my life if he isn't my biological father?" "Who is my biological father?" As Steffi tries to console him, Finn withdraws, overcome by a storm of feelings. Finn goes into investigative mode after making the discovery. In his quest to learn the truth, he starts assembling hints from his past by going over exchanges and recollections that all of a sudden acquire new meaning. He remembers times when Lee appeared to skirt over some subjects and times when Jack seemed unnaturally protective of him. Finn also begins to listen more intently to Sheila, whose recent remarks on family no longer seem like idle banter but rather like purposeful clues. Steffi becomes Finn's rock as he goes deeper, providing steadfast support despite her own struggles. While the circumstance strengthens their bond, it also strains their connection. Steffi is concerned that, particularly if Sheila is involved, Finn's search for answers may cause more suffering than it will bring about. When Sheila unexpectedly comes up at their home and claims to have knowledge on Finn's paternity, her fears are confirmed. With an unusually earnest tone, Sheila starts, "I know you don't trust me. However, you are entitled to the truth. Finn, Jack has been lying to you." Finn becomes agitated by Sheila's remarks, caught between his desperate need for answers and his natural tendency to brush her off. And Lee? Well, she's not as innocent as she seems either. Sheila makes the ominous statement, the truth always comes out, whether you're ready for it or not, before Steffy steps in and orders her to go. Finn gets so frustrated that he loses it. He goes straight up to Jack and demands an explanation. Jack first denies everything, but he eventually gives in to Finn's persistent interrogation. Jack acknowledges that he had previously questioned his paternity and that the test in the folder was an attempt to validate his concerns. However, Jack maintains that he chose to think he was Finn's father because he loved him like a son and that the results were ambiguous. Finn feels conflicted and betrayed by the admission. While he acknowledges Jack's devotion and love, he also finds it impossible to overlook the fact that Jack concealed a significant aspect of who he is. Lee is also made to face her part in the fraud. She sobs as she admits that she backed Jack's choice to conceal the truth out of concern that it would ruin their family. Amid the confusion, Steffy discovers another aspect of the mystery, Sheila's relationship with Dr. James Turner, a doctor she used to work with at Forrester Creations. It comes out that James and Sheila briefly dated around the time Finn was conceived. Is Finn's biological father James? James consents to take a DNA test to confirm or rule out the possibility after Steffy and Finn decide to get in touch with him. Finn finds himself considering what family really means as they wait for the findings. He understands that although biological links are important, they do not define the love and bond he has with his parents. Steffy, on the other hand, struggles with her own emotions over the circumstance and worries about how the disclosures will affect their marriage and their family's relationship. Finally, receiving the test findings raises new questions as well as provides closure. According to the findings, Jack is Finn's biological father. Years of uncertainty and secrecy resulted from the initial test being a false alarm. Finn is somewhat relieved by the news, but he is also angry because so much suffering and mistrust could have been prevented.